From this point, go back to where Vare is, ride past him to the right, then past the Dragonburnt ruins. Head towards the Fallen Archway, and then you'll find Ronin Batman. He'll then tell you that there are dragons about. Don't go killing yourself now. You decide to ignore his warnings and run towards the middle of the lake. Near the burnt ruins, you'll see a group of people around a giant bonfire. You head towards them to say hi, and then Todd Howard decides to invade.
It just works.
The dragon fight can be really hard if you're under-equipped. Hitting him in the wings and the legs are the safest place to attack him. Just be careful of his stomps. Obviously, he'll have a tail attack as well, and will do a full 180 when he uses it. Slapping him in the face does more damage, but he has faster attacks and might use his fire breath. So be careful if you decide to Giga Chat it. If you see him charging up the long fire breath underground, ride towards him to the left where you can get easy hits on his wings or face. Be careful if you're riding on your horse, because if you get ahead of yourself and get hit with any of his fire breaths, you'll be knocked off your horse and iframes won't protect you. Other attacks you might want to watch out for is when he decides to fly away a bit and land on the ground. Usually, he'll ready a fire breath soon after this. Another one you might want to watch out for is when he's stalking you in the air. He'll suddenly crash down on you, so you want to get ready to dodge or gallop away. Other than that, most of his attacks are very telegraphed and easy to dodge. However, it's still a dragon and will kill you in 1 or 2 hits. If you knock him down after hitting his ankles over and over again, rush to his face so you can get a stab in. Killing him won't give you much runes, but you will get a dragon heart, which you can use to get dragon spells. To get dragon spells, Musashi will tell you of a church in an island, south off of the coast of Limgrave. To get there, travel to the first step, and ride past Vare to the left. Keep riding until you hit the cliff. Find a safe spot to jump down to, and land on the broken wall. You can safely ride down to the beach from here. You can also go under the wall where you'll see another honest businessman trying to get by. You can ride along the beach and take in the scenery while bullying the local peasants. But once you're done, you want to find this cave off to the right nearby the demi-humans you bullied. When you get to the Grace, you'll see Bach all bruised up because he was trying to get something good enough to repay you for helping him earlier. Aw, how wholesome. So you try to get revenge on the demis for beating your boy up. The cave is pretty easy to go through. I'm recommending using a torch. Then beat the shit out of every demi you see. Before you jump down over here though, there may be an NPC sign you can summon if you want. So when you get in the fight, it won't start immediately. So you can sneak off to the left in the bushes. You want to look for this demi-human chieftain sleeping and ambush him before the second one gets any closer. Estvan will get impatient though and will start wailing on the peasants. So summon your dogs and everything becomes a war. During the chaos, if you have Bloody Slash, spam that shit and heal when you get low. After beating them, the rest will just surrender so you can leave them alone. Or kill them all. So when you're finished, run to the other end of the cave ignoring the teleporting thingy, go through this tunnel, kill some demis on the way, and you'll end up on the island to the south. If you run up the island, you'll realize there isn't really much over here other than goats, grass, and the Dragon Communion, where you can get some dragon spells. After choosing your spells, if you want any, you can go back to the cave entrance and tell Bach you got his lunch money back. After saying goodbye to Bach, teleport to the grass outside the gatefront ruins. Ride east towards the bridge, ride past the bridge, and then make a right. You'll see 2 trolls pulling a carriage down the road. But if you ride past that, going up the hill, you'll be at Waypoint Ruins. You'll see a bunch of moving hostile flowers secreting poison, and this giant one spitting out some white magic. They're not worth much and won't be too much of a problem, so just ride around picking up any item you find. And to get to that item on the ledge, you'll want to ride around this giant wall and Skyrim your way up so you can drop down and land on the item. After that, you can ride down the hill to that carriage we saw earlier. Before you start killing any of the mob, I recommend getting off your horse since the torchbearers will just stun lock you to oblivion. All you really have to worry about this place is the Viking on the horse riding around, and maybe 1 or 2 knights. If the rider gets too annoying, you can lead him away from the crowd and kill his horse, which will then put him to the ground for you to kick him in the dirt and bully him. After that, you can clean up the rest of the crowd, or just leave them alone because they're worthless at this point. After that, you can catch up to the carriage, stub the giant's toe, which will stop the cart, allowing you to loot a shitty great axe, making you realize that I just wasted your time, if you're not a strength build that is. Also because when they get to the bridge, the carriage will stop for you to swipe the loot, and instead of killing the peasants, you'll just have to kill time in real life. Going back to the ruins, when you go down to this basement over here, you'll see a fog wall, letting you know that not only do you have to deal with the squirting flowers earlier, you have to deal with the boss too. Wow, this rune's no pushover. When you get in the boss room, you'll see a roided out version of the pumpkin head we fought earlier, running towards you, menacingly. But if you need it, you should have enough time to show him your dogs. He's not really different from the other pumpkin head, you're just fighting him in a cramped area. But like other strong enemies we fought since then, just spam Bloody Slash. You'll then have access to the back room, open the door, and you'll meet Witch Mummy Waifu. If you accept to become her apprentice, she'll sell you some sorceries. There's really no reason for you to not be her apprentice.
You frothing degenerates!
Just say yes to start her side quest. Once you're finished simping, go back out to the road where you ambushed the mob earlier, ride south down the road until you get to this part, and turn right. You'll spot some grass grass for you to touch so you can TP to it later. You'll then see a campfire burning in the distance, so you decide to check it out, only to be disappointed by a sliver of meat. You can cook that later. Teleport back to the Fort Hidegrass and make your way to the Mistwood Ruins again. You should still hear some howling, so you want to make your way to this corner over here, and use the snap emote, so you can call down John Berserk. He'll then ask you to let him know if you see a guy named Darrell, cause he betrayed family or some shit. Then teleport back to the Agile Lake South grass, right up the hill where you see the rocky worm looking things. Interact with this glowy blue thing over here and you'll enter the Thunderdome, where you can summon John Berserk. To help you fight Guts! From Guts! To be honest, John Berserk can solo Guts on his own, but where's the fun in the— oh, it's already over. Afterwards, Berserk will be standing nearby so you can talk to him. He'll thank you for the help and give you some somber smithing stone. These upgrade special weapons like boss weapons and can only go up to +10. He'll also tell you to say hi to the blacksmith up north. He's gonna be past Hogwarts if you ever get that far. With that, we can finally go to the Weeping Peninsula since we're done with Limgrave. The southern part at least.